In this video, I'm going to be changing the oil on my John Deere X300. I've been really delinquent with my oil change on this one. The oil that's in here right now is probably over 2 years old. Maybe only has about 50 or 60 hours on the oil, but still, you're supposed to change it every 100 hours or every year at least. I am Jim with the Worksite Oil Channel. It's really great to have you here. One of the first things we need to do to start this oil change, I need to get it warmed up just for a little bit to make the oil flow a little better when we pull the plug. And it's a good chance to just blow it off too once I've gotten all that dead grass out of there. It makes it a little cleaner when I go and start getting that oil pulled off. Okay, I'm going to probably just let it cool down just a little bit so it's not really hot, but at least get it to where the oil's warm. And then we'll get started. This is no hard task, but there are some just silly little things like this doesn't really allow you to put your oil drain pan easily somewhere in here. So usually I just find like an old Tupperware thing like this, just sort of make up our own little tools as we go here. So I take the dipstick out. This allows that to give some ventilation when we pull the plug to drain the oil. Anytime I'm changing oil, I'll put a little piece of cardboard underneath just to catch up any mess that might happen, because when we take that filter out, inevitably there's going to be some oil drippage and it's going to get down over this and inside the frame a little bit and down there. So I just try to prepare for it as best I can, just to have something to wipe up a little easier than just having it all over the concrete. I'm taking a lid from an old deli meat container to kind of stuff it under there, so as the oil comes out, kind of somewhat will flow down into here. Yeah, that oil filter wrench makes it a lot easier, because even the strap is hard to get in there because it's kind of short. You'll notice the oil I was talking about that comes out, and that's where I make this kind of like just a place for it to try to collect and drip down into here as I take it off. I've actually never bought one of these John Deere maintenance kits. I've got the Kawasaki V-Twin in this, and I'm wondering if it's going to come with 2 spark plugs. New fuel filter, new oil filter, comes with a service sticker, that's kind of nice, new air filter, and a foam surround for the air filter, and indeed it's got 2 spark plugs. I'm really pleased by that, 2 NGK spark plugs, so that's nice. And it comes with 2 quarts of Turf Guard 10W30. The 10W30 being good for temperatures up to about somewhere just over 100 degrees and down to about -10. And just like with any oil filter, you want to take a little of the fresh oil, just dab your finger in it, and then smear on that gasket. It's supposed to make contact and go like a half turn more. I always like to double check myself that the plug is in, the new filter's on. So this Kawasaki V-Twin, it takes 1.8 quarts roughly, so I'm going to put in a full quart and partial of a second. 0.8 of a quart is what, like 25 ounces. We don't want to overfill it, so I'll be a little bit careful with what I put in here. When you're checking the oil, you put the dipstick in, but you don't screw it on. You actually turn it counterclockwise till you feel it drop a little bit like that. Then remove it to check your oil level. We're getting there. I think it could take just a little bit more. We also want to start it up, let it run a little bit, and then check it again. And that looks like it's just right there. Maybe a little low, but we're going to start it up and then we'll check it again. Alright, so we're going to let this sit, and then I'm going to check the oil levels again. We'll make sure we get it right where it's got to be, and then we can start getting the lawn done. So I also want to make sure I grease 2 fittings, one here, one on the other side. There's a center one up here, and we've got 2 on the mower deck for the spindles on the blades. I wipe it off on that zerk, and we'll throw some grease into there. Do it on the other side. We'll just do a couple pumps in there. This one you want to be careful you don't get too much on there, because then it gets on the belt, and of course that would be bad because then you'd have slippage with your mower deck. Normally I like to take that black plastic cover off so I can see what I'm doing, but I'm kind of in a hurry this afternoon. Alright, hope we got something in there. Looks like it could use just a little bit more. That's where it's good to start the engine, let it cool down, and you know you can top it off. Yeah, that's looking better. Mark down the date, mark down the number of hours from the meter in the manual, as well as put a sticker on it so I know when I've last changed it, how long I got until I have to change it again. So if you find this video helpful, please give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. It's great to have you here. I love also the comments that you leave down below. Stick around. We'll always find out what works in real life.